how do you rate the success of Spark in India?
Spark has been doing exceedingly well. This vehicle, last year we sold about 32,000 units against somewhere around 15,000 units sold in 2007. That means we have registered a growth of about 100%. So Spark has been doing exceedingly well.
Yeah, there has been a lot of actions on from GM India, specifically on Spark. You have come up with a lot of variants, and you have announced a massive discount offer. Don't you think this would affect the resale value and eventually hurt the loyalty of the buyers? And yeah.
No, certainly not. Because when you launch a product, normally the price is on the higher side. Because afterwards you start localizing it. Once you localize it, the rates become absolutely competitive. So as far as the schemes and other things are concerned, I think that is to put more spark on the roads so that the brand becomes visible. And plus, we care for our customers.
Then you are saying that it's the schemes and discount offers are pre-planned, even when you are launching the vehicle, you have this kind of schemes in your mind.
It is a innovative marketing strategies. These are devised based on the market conditions prevalent from time to time.
Okay. Yeah, then you have come up with the new Spark LPG, but one of a leading car manufacturer yesterday only told that LPG has no future in India, and they would strongly put more money on CNG variants rather than putting on LPG.
Let me tell you why LPG. First and foremost thing, there are two different things. In the case of CNG, you do not have the infrastructure in place. We are working on CNG as well. We have already launched a CNG version of Optra. Now we are working on other vehicles as well. But CNG, you will be able to run the business only that when these CNG filling stations are there, applicable across the country. But in the case of LPG, as on today, we have got about 400 outlets across the country, and by this year end, we will be covering somewhere around 1,000 locations. That is what the Indian Oil Corporation, GAIL, and all these people are saying. So therefore, LPG. That's why LPG is here.
Okay, then you have said a lot about captive automatic, and I'm really thankful to you for launching such an innovative product in India. But considering the market, especially the luxury car market, your sales have gone down for Captiva comparing to last year's sales by almost 50%.
So that's...
Yeah. Then what? My question is whether you will be start assembling, or whether you will consider manufacturing the Captiva here so that you can be more cost competitive and you can be market leader in the sector.
First and foremost thing, let me tell you, the Captiva market share or the numbers have not gone down. When we launched the Captiva in the month of Jan 2008 during Auto Expo, our target was to sell only around 800 units. Even in Chennai, when I launched the manual version, I said my intention is to sell about 1,000 units per annum. But we have been able to sell about 2,800 Captivas in 2008. Now, as in today, why the numbers are down? Because there is a wait list of 85 days. Because these vehicles have to come from Korea. It is the delivery problem, not the numbers. If the number has gone down, how come the waiting list of 85 days?
Yeah, you know there is a demand in the market.
See, what has happened was, when we decided to sell only about 800, then you are ordering vehicles only keeping that figure in mind. And this has got a lead time. These vehicles have to come through ship.
Yeah, right. You know that
it is only the delivery constraints, right. But let me tell you, they have completely beaten the Honda CR-V, which you are aware of it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I agree with you, but Toyota is coming up with the new Fortuner, and it's going to be in the same diesel segment. Will you consider manufacturing this Captiva in India?
Captiva manufacturing in India. That's a very interesting question. Let me clarify that question. See, you can manufacture a product only when the volume justifies your investment.
Right.
You got my point.
Yeah.
As on today, the volume has not justified the investment. To have an assembly line or something of that sort for a new product platform and all those things, you have to, depending upon the models or the size of the car or the engine size of the vehicle and all those things, you will be required to invest more than $50 million. But that is possible only when your volume justifies the investment. So we have not reached that state. But going forward, if you are able to sustain a good volume or generate a good volume, we will look at that.
What is the threshold volume you are looking at?
No, threshold volume, we should be able to sell bare as a minimum 3,000-4,000.
3,000-4,000.
At least about 4,000 Captivas.
Yeah, you have shown your commitment, especially after your parent group filed bankruptcy in US. My question is, what is after B10 cruise? What will be your what will be your product expansion plans? Well,
Gentlemen,
whether it will be affected and
no,
yeah.
none of our program will be impacted because had it been impacted, we would not have launched these vehicles. We would
Okay.
not have inaugurated our plant on the 2nd of September. We would not have set up the engine plant. So that means the Indian operations are absolutely intact. Not only that, the bankruptcy petition which was filed in the US has been very clearly made that it is limited only to the US operations. So otherwise also let me tell you, India and China, they are the fastest growing markets. In any automobile leader, to emerge as a leader, you have got to operate in the fast growing markets. Like BRIC countries, you can call Brazil, Russia, India, China and all these markets.
But Mr. O'Reilly said that getting fund is getting
Nick
tougher.
Riley. So
Yeah, and
let me tell you. First and foremost thing, what he said, that was an international call. After the Obama press conference, there was another press conference, there was Fritz conference, and then there were questions raised. Since the world is passing through a recession, are you having problem in generating funds? So he said globally there are problems in generating funds because of the recession. But as far as Indian operations is concerned, what has been told is majority of the investments have already taken place. Additional requirement, if any, will be generated through internal sources, local funding or regional sources.
Okay.
See, in the case of engine plant, the building is already in place, though it has started only about 5-6 months back in September. On the 20th of August only we have signed the MOU. The building is complete, the equipment has been ordered, everything is in place. What all the statement was, in additional requirements, if any required, will be met by internal resources, local funding or regional sources. Regional sources means in the Asia Pacific region, many operations are doing very well.
Okay.
But then that is only if required. The first priority is to meet the additional requirements, if any. But otherwise, majority of the investment for the engine plant has also been done. So that was the statement.
Your two diesel models, Optra Magnum and Chevrolet Captiva, is doing very well, and you are one of the key masters for to produce the 1.3 liter Wonder multi-jet diesel engine,
Yes.
which won more accolades all over the world.
Yeah.
When can we expect to under the hood of a small car from GM Motors?
Let me tell you, I have already told you our engine plant is in construction. We will roll out the engines from that particular plant by end of next year. And I have also told you this is the first flexi engine plant in the GM world wherein both diesel and petrol engines are going to be manufactured. So the engine will roll out by end of next year.
Then we can expect the beat with the 1.3 liter.
That I may not be able to tell you now because the December vehicle which we are planning launch, that will not have that engine. That will not, by then the engine plant will not be ready.
Okay.
The engine plant will be ready by end of next year.
End of 2010.
2010.
Okay.
So the mini car which I am going to launch is in this December.
Okay.
So going forward, yes, our mini car engine requirements will be met by our local.
Then the car coming up with on the base of Beat platform won't have a diesel engine at least for 1 year.
I cannot say that right now. Because it will also have engines, because these type of engines are manufactured in other countries as well.
Okay.
All right. So any more questions?
Yeah, I have one. The Chevrolet, there have been much speculation on the Spark with the 800cc engine, and can we expect so that it can compete and take on the Alto and the Nano?
I may not be able to tell you the engine specifications as of now, but let me tell you, we are working on a couple of options.
Okay.
It is too early to talk about it.
Okay.